on a YouTube strike. Hello. You're getting right up in my grill today, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Right up in there. Hey, don't try to eat my vise too. It's bad enough to try and eat my locks. You can actually leave marks on the vise. Oh, I know. Oh. Well, I would hope not, considering I was playing it right off of YouTube. But you never know. So hopefully I don't. Eat! Maybe someday you'll join, but not for a long time, huh? It's not that bad. It's not that scary. I promise. This dude right here, he's the scariest part of the whole thing. He's trying to get my picks. He ends up biting me. Yeah, you do, don't you? Yes. What are you doing? Nobody wants to look at your butt. I promise. They don't. I have been talking with Runesmith Locksport lately about some of his picks. Trying to get my hands on a set of those. He just does beautiful, beautiful work. Be fun ones to check out someday. Well, it looks like I'm trying to feed him now with my fingers. Yes, he's got food. You got food, don't you? Yeah. Ow! Picks are not food. Stop. Ew. You're just going to have to call it quits, dude. You make it hard to get anything accomplished here. Morning, Mr. Watt. How are you today? Hey. I don't want you ruining the picks, dude. No, I don't want you ruining the picks. Oh, so now you're just going to bite my hands. Yeah, he likes finger sandwiches. That's no doubt. Little monster. Yeah, you're a monster. There, you can try and chew on that one all you want to, because it's just steel. You aren't going to hurt it. It makes it very hard. Ouch! To pick locks or do much of anything with this going on. Oh, you had a late live last night, huh? Yeah, I think I saw you were on. I was still up kind of late last night. I saw you were on. I didn't have time to join in, but update on the giveaway. I'm at now, 20 entries in there? So it's coming along well, man. Got 3 weeks, I think, left before the drawing. So if you haven't thrown an entry out, you really should. And I think, I looked here a bit ago and I was 244 subscribers. So I am only 6 away from starting another giveaway. I'm going to have to slow those down. It gets too pricey. Yeah, yep, 244 subscribers right now. And I have another one coming up for multi-pick at 250. Hey, don't eat everything. So we are getting close. It's exciting. I can't believe it. I'm really kind of shocked, honestly. Hey, Mr. Ground Fog, how the heck are you? All right, who out there wants to hop in on the live and actually show something accomplished, since I can't do anything with, a turd in my face here. Stop it. You're a monster. Yes, you are. Sweet. Yeah, it's getting close, man. I'm really surprised. I don't know what happened, but I have had about almost 30 user growth in a past day and a half. So that was kind of wild, unexpected. Come on, you gonna hop down now so I can do something? No? You're thinking about it? Well, don't knock all my stuff over. Yeah, don't knock all my stuff over. What are you guys up to this weekend? Anything good? I got out and did a little shooting yesterday. It was a little bit tough. Still did all right, but a little bit tough. Had about 20-mile-an-hour crosswinds going. It always makes it interesting. Okay, buddy. You're going to have to go away. You're going to have to go away. So the other day, somebody was talking to me about these U-Haul locks being kind of an interesting lock to pick and to play with. So I picked one up. I happened to be at the U-Haul shop last weekend, and I picked one up. And yeah, I'll say it's an interesting lock. It's a Yale Keyway 5-pin, it says. Very hard to pick. Titanium brass alloys. Yeah, whatever. So I picked it up. Not a bad looking little lock. The key isn't anything too terrible. I've been able to rake it. I found that you can bypass it. The one thing I found that's interesting, and I'm going to see if you guys can hear this in the mic. Hear all that grindy, crunchy junk? That's just turning the key. That was after raking it like 2 times. It started doing this grinding, crunching junk. Kind of weird. But it's kind of a fun little one. The other little thing I can show you. So I ordered a new batch of poker chips. So I have more poker chips. And I got a new poker chip. Well, you can focus. With a black chip, and did that my fire lock design in the middle of it. QR code on the rear. I think they turned out pretty good. Kind of cool. Things you got to have fun with, right? See, I don't know what it is. Why it is so different to pick in a vise. Oh, I guess I can zoom back out. Than it is in hand. But I find it's so much easier to pick in hand than it is in the vise. I don't get it. I don't know. And then I see other people that's all they do is use a vise. I'm like, how? I gotta find different tension wrenches. Those are not cutting it today. Maybe if I can get my fat fingers in there to pull them out, put them away. Let's go over here. We will grab out. We'll grab out you. We'll grab out a couple of you. And maybe we'll grab you too. Tension wrenches galore. Yeah, I struggle with the vise. It's really bizarre. You wouldn't think it would be that tough, but it's just something about it for me that I really, really struggle. Man, I am not getting a tension wrench to work today. Part of it, probably vise. Yeah, you're exactly right. You can move it around more and do things with it. I even struggle with just tensioning in a doggone vise. Just does not feel right at all. I can see where some locks it makes sense to put it in a vise, you know, especially you're working a cylinder or core or something like that. Yeah, angle sucks. It just does not feel natural at all. Hey, but we got one open in a vise. That's a start. Do, 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 do. Let's see if I get anywhere with you today. Mostly the angle of the dangle. That's what it is, I'm telling you. I'm going to grab the model out for the vices, and I'm going to print my own. I'm going to go back to the 3-leg instead of the big base. I like the big base, but I'm going to do a 3-leg because you got those wider legs coming down, and I'm going to recess holes in the back end of it for magnets and set magnets in the legs for holding tools. So grab the model down and take it out and edit it. I need to get after. I got a hold of a copy of AutoCAD so I can play because I need to try and model up my picks. I'm going to try and do a dog leg with a deep hook, and then I've got an idea in mind for a rake that I'm going to put together and see if I can get Aaron to cut some out for me and see how they work. I was talking with Rune. Does it go by Rune Smith? Talking to him about his picks. Those things are amazing. Looks like he might be working on a rake, which looks like it's going to be pretty cool. So I really love watching those guys that are hand building their own stuff. I get these wild ideas in my head, right, bouncing around. I come up with these ideas for picks and things, but I don't have the artistic ability to sit down and make it turn into anything. I can do a chicken scratch on a piece of paper, and that's about it. That's the problem, right? Come up with ideas, but no way to see it through very well. Hey, another one. Another one bites the dust. And another one down, and another one down. I should try and play with this thing a little bit today and see if I can get anywhere with it. This thing has been a bane of my existence. I'd really like to get that thing picked to control so I can pull it out and gut it and see what's in it. But I am just not, I guess, not that talented. So it has evaded me thus far. But, you don't learn if you push, right? So I'm going to have to try it, I guess. That's the other thing. Would be kind of fun to get a hold of a deadbolt or doorknob set up and then just build a little wood platform to be able to put them in. So I got to work on some of those things. I need to get some different locks. That's kind of my big problems. I just kind of all have the same hunk and stuff. So need to find a way to change it up, do my thing. I did not realize until this last week when I uploaded some shorts that if you want to add any audio out of their audio library to a short, the short cannot be over 60 seconds long. I wasn't aware of that. So I learn something new every day. Man, this one's kicking my butt. Let me see, you're not going crazy, are you? All right. Got the 3D printer churning away. It's on something behind me, so I want to check on it once in a while, making sure it's not blowing up and doing something stupid. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people doing that with the mock-up for holding the door handles. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Alexander, how are you this fine morning? How's life treating you, dude? I really apparently need to get a new computer monitor because I have two of them here, and man, one of them, you should see the color on that thing is so bad. Everything's just washed out, looks like crap. Got a new computer. I'm going to set up, replace this ancient desktop with something a little newer. I think that'll be good as well. All right, pick it in hand. Better than yesterday. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, you had a rough go, dude. That's terrible. It's always hard when that happens. You know, you work so hard and fight so hard on things, and then have something like that go wrong. It's just never a good deal. He's out on Discord. Yeah, just look him up. Give him a friend chat. Yeah, he's taking orders. He's a few months out, of course, but he's taking orders for him. I was hoping to get him to hop on with me this morning. He's been talking about coming on one of the lives, but I don't know if he'll be available today at all or not. Same with Ragnar Eriksson. I've been talking with him a bit. I'd like to get him to hop on someday. Introduce himself and visit a little bit. Seems like a really nice guy. Had some good conversations with him. So, yeah, it's always pretty cool. But yeah, look him up on Discord. Are you able to save 2 so far? Well, hopefully that keeps rolling. I really do hope so. Now, maybe one of you guys know. You can tell me this. So this is a Corbin Russ one with SFIC. Is it clockwise for open, counterclockwise for control? Is that how that works? You just did, but couldn't find them, huh? Well, let's see. So he is out on Discord under. Ooh, if I could type. Like that. Because, yeah, I was at first looking for him kind of like it is on YouTube where it's all one word. It turns out he's got an underscore in there on Discord, so. Mr. Nick Vitt, he's got my latest challenge lock. Curious to see how that goes. Yeah, he's a pretty quick responder. He's always been pretty fast. Cloud the Great 99, how are you doing today? Oh my gosh. You know, and I don't know. There's no key for this lock, so I have no idea what is in here. Or if it's even any good. It may be a total bust, but because I don't feel squat on these pins. It's just bizarre. Go the other way a little bit. Yeah, those picks that he makes, man, they're beautiful. He does a really nice job on his picks. You know, it'd be kind of neat to check out. You tried a new house, still can't find them. Hey, good morning, Mr. Broke. Not doing too darn bad. Trying to figure out a little bit of this stupid lock, but I'm not sure what the heck is going on in there, but I just don't feel jack diddly boo. I'm just surprised to see broke up this early. I think he was up late on a live last night as well. You know, computers are great, aren't they, when they work? That's how I like to put it anyway. They're great when they work. It's flea market day, huh? Yeah, we don't have anything for flea markets around here. I should have thrown this in that bag to you at the same time there, Brooke. That's the one I sent you yesterday. Let you battle this debacle. I just get absolutely... I just can't feel squat. And like I said, who knows? Maybe that's why I got pulled out and replaced. Is it just might be jacked up. I don't know. But I get absolutely nothing out of that stupid lock. Hate it. Hate it. It's terrible. I'm trying my hand doing a little vice work. Trying to learn how to pick out of a vice. That's always fun, right? Yeah, Zoe. Always giving people a hard time. And can I use this one? I think I can. I can. Here's another one that I put the an American 1100 core in this Harbor Freight lock, and with the spring tension that they've got in the core, completely changes the feel of that thing trying to pick it. I'm about ready to pick the vise up and put it somewhere, broke. That's for sure. I don't know if it'll be in my lap though. It might make a trip to the dump. I don't know. Oh, it's not that bad. It's one of those things I need to learn how to do. Really, for padlocks, you really don't need it, but can't help it. I'm old and crabby. Welcome to the club. You know, I get reminded of how old I am every time I get out of bed in the morning. I sent you a link over there, Brooke, if you feel like hopping in. You might not. You were on a live. I don't know how late you were up doing that last night. Right. If you haven't ever checked out Ragnar Eriksson and his Discord, he sells locks. He's got great prices, and his shipping isn't half bad either, coming from Poland, I believe it is. But pretty cool. He goes through a lot of locks. I'm working on trying to get my hands on a purple belt one from him because I need to. That's my next one. I need to try and get a purple belt. I was looking at trying to get one of those Huxworks dimple lock flag sets off of like Alibaba or something, but yeah, I don't know. The tariffs must be hurting those guys or something because they want twice as much for shipping as they do for the product now. Well, I think the last time I looked, they were going to charge me $40 or $45 shipping to send me a $16 product. So it's like, yeah, no thanks. I don't need them that bad. Don't need them that bad. Hey, there's Rune Smith. Good morning, sir. How are you?
How's it going?
Good morning, Broke.
I'm just finishing getting ready before we head over to the flea market. I got probably a half hour before I got to head out or so.
Yeah. Hey, Rune Smith, I sent you a link for the live if you feel like hopping in and joining us and share up and show us some of your goodness.
Oh, yeah. He's got nice picks.
Yeah, they look amazing. Oh, I got it open. First time picking this thing. All right. Beautiful. Man. Did you hear this? I don't know if you were on yet when I was playing with this U-Haul lock. A guy was suggesting that I get one to play with. And I mean, nice looking little lock. They're $6. They're cheap. It's got a Yale keyway in it. And I was able to rake it. I've been able to bypass it. But I'll see if you can hear this on the microphone. Listen to this key. Can you hear that?
Oh, wow.
That was after After raking it twice, it started doing that.
Yeah, you got something jammed up in it.
Yep, something's jammed up, but yet the key and everything still goes in and out just as smooth as can be, and the key opens it just as smooth as can be. But man, it grinds and crunches away. That thing sounds like it's on its last leg.
Oh. Yep. We're gonna.
Thank you there, Cloud.
Hopefully, we get us some good deals at the flea market. Oh, I better get my secret flea market money out.
Your secret flea maker. Hey, there's Ragnar Erickson. Man, we got the whole crew showing up, dudes. That'd be outstanding. Like I said, hop in the live and introduce yourselves, guys. That's what I like about doing this. I like to try and get some people in here, some different folks, and talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Make introductions.
That's how you get to know everybody around.
Huh?
That's how you get to know everybody in the community around.
That's exactly right. That's the way I view it. Yeah. So you got out, you're heading to the flea market. And I wish we had one of those close to us, but I'm just not in the mood for garage sailing, so I don't do that stuff. But I did throw a hint at my sister-in-law. She's a garage sailing maniac. So I said, as you're roaming around, keep an eye out for locks for me.
Yeah, I've always been a garage sale maniac.
I've messed with it a bit, and I've got some neat stuff with it, but it's just not my thing. Oh man, RuneSmith can't join the live today. I always have some problems with time zones. Well, you know, time zones are a fun thing, right? I should just put everything out in Zulu time.
Oh boy. I got my secret stash out.
Your secret stash, huh?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, hopefully you find something fun and exciting that you can't live without.
That's my plan. Or something that'll make me a millionaire, like on Antiques Roadshow or something.
Right, there you go. You'll find that missing Monet out there.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't realize they've got. It's harder and harder to find stuff like that anymore, though. People know what they have anymore.
Yeah, because they can look it up on the internet.
Yep, that's right. I know my wife was going through her old vinyl record collection the other day, and I was like, good Lord. Don't have a record player to play them on anymore. But
I remember record players and 45s and having my kid's record player as a toy.
Ooh, you got a big mortise insert there, huh?
Yeah, nice lever lock. RuneSmith sent this to me.
Oh, outstanding!
I got to make I got to make a tool to.
How many lever is that one? That's a lever lock, right?
Yeah, I think he said it was 5.
5. Yeah, very cool. Those things are wild.
Yeah, and it's the one with the shroud on it.
Oh yeah.
So I got to make a tool for it. I think that's what I want to do today because it's driving me nuts. I want to pick it, but I have no idea what I'm doing because I never got a chance to get into these too much.
Well, I'm curious to see how fast you get into that lock I sent you, Mr.
Yeah.
Satan. Because man, that thing, I was able to get that. I was able to drop into an ungodly deep falset.
Well, one of them,
and that was all I could do out of that thing. Huh?
One of them false sets of doom.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
was a nasty hole in the wall. It was terrible. And I'm just not good enough. I wasn't able to get past it. I did watch, who was it? I watched somebody out there, a video where they picked it and then they gutted it. So I kind of had an idea what was in there, but even with that, oof, it is.
You could show me everything on the inside of a lock, and I'm still it isn't going to affect the way I pick it because
Yes.
I I don't understand people who can look at it and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to do this, this, and this one." You know, I think they're making it up. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Nick Vitz got my latest challenge lock.
Oh yeah,
He said he was going to try and play with it a bit this weekend. We'll see how that goes.
he's a really good picker.
Yeah, he is.
He's
But I'm hoping it gives him a little bit of a challenge. But I think I needed to do a little more polishing or work inside of it because
yeah.
it's a little rough. With the key, it's a little rough to open even. But,
Gilbert sent me one of those sidewinders from Sparrows. Oh, lock that you can change the.
yeah.
I've
See,
been having.
that one that you've got where you can drop the pins out is kind of cool. I have this one, and it's open down so you can see down in, you can see the key pins.
Yeah.
So that way I can swap out the pins, and I use it for demos quite a bit. And I've got different, like 4 different keyways I can stick in there and a bunch of different pins. And, I give Sparrows a lot of crap, but I do like these
I say the same thing.
They're awesome.
Yeah. They got some great stuff, and then they got some crap.
But, the one thing I kind of think on it is it seems a little cheesy almost they're a little sloppy, a little loose in there. So they're kind of odd that way, but they're a fun one, and they're great for showing stuff. Hey, morning, Matt's Lock Shop. Hey, hold the shop down for me for just a second, if you would. I've got a dog yelling at me. I'm going to go let him out quick.
All right. But yeah, I'm really liking playing with this, and because it's getting about summertime, and I'm gonna be out and about instead of being a hermit in my bedroom all winter. But I like to be able to take locks and stuff with me, and I'm tired of my pants being weighed down by, uh, I got 5 padlocks in my pants plus my pocket pick set for, the day. So I really like this. Oh, what's going on in the chat? I gotta find the chat. There's the chat. All right. Do I go down or up on this thing? Oh, there's okay. An old vape mod. Yeah. No, it's driving me nuts. I wanna play with this thing so bad. So I'm gonna figure out how to make a tool today for it. Oh, there's Delbert. I'm trying to keep up with getting ready and keep up with the chat there. Hey Zoe, are you going anywhere? Okay, because I'm gonna go to the flea market here in a few. Why do I gotta go out? Who's all going? I don't like people. But yeah. Oh. So what all are you guys picking on this morning? Anything interesting?
Uh-oh, do we have a little breakdown in communications?
I don't think so.
I came down and I had a message on there about lost communication.
Seemed like it was working fine for me. Anybody else have any problems? I was just jibber jawing away about a little sidewinder in my lever lock.
Yeah, I like those. I'd like to get another one of their locks that have some different stuff.
Yeah,
But I think they make neat stuff that way. Really
yeah.
like them.
Oh, that's what I was telling you about before we went out there. He also sent me where'd I put them? Just had them out. Oh, there they are.
Matt's Lock Shop is asking if you've ever picked a lever lock.
Me? No. Nope, I have not.
Yeah, I've never had my hand on one, so I wouldn't have any clue.
I've had like the safe dual custody locks.
Yep.
I've had a few of those and played with those, but I've never picked it. And I've had a couple, lever locks laying around that I pulled apart and was like, ooh, and then I was like, shit, I don't know how to put it back together. And then they just kind of fell to the wayside.
Yeah. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to put the chess pieces in it that I've got.
Yeah,
And see
that's
how
what I was
those work
talking
out.
about. He sent me some of these,
Yeah.
some of the chess pieces and the bullets and stuff.
Yep.
And I put it in this, not that one, this kick cylinder with a key I had laying around. And yeah, they're fun. It's like you can make a challenge lock in 5 minutes,
Right. Yeah. And it's been a pretty good one for me to try and work with, to try and learn how to use these. What the hell ever they're called, these picks.
Oh, the leashy.
Leashies.
I've never had my hand. Oh, well, I've picked one up, but I've never picked anything with it or anything. I want to try one, but
Well, that's where back in the day, before they closed up shop, It's Tactical, they were selling this case, and then I got the SC1 and KW1. And I think I paid $65 for all of it.
oh,
So it was a pretty good deal, I thought.
yeah.
Which, I kind of wish I would have gotten the bigger. These were what they happened to have on sale, but the bigger was the SC4 and KW4. You can use it for more locks.
Yeah. Yeah, I want one. I want to get the best one, but I'm sitting there thinking about it. Best has 26 times 4 to the 10th power different keyways, and that's only for the one keyway. So I'd have to find that particular keyway, and that's the only thing I could play with it with, so it's just not, I just couldn't find reason to spend, 40, 50, $60 on one for it.
And there's an open. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I picked these up because, most of your home locks are going to fall in the SC1 or KW1, as I understand it anyway.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd play with it a little bit and see, and I need to learn a little bit more with those, but they're kind of cool.
Yeah. I want to play with one of these days. I'll do that.
Because see, I got that lock of theirs, and then I bought their reload kit, and that came with the 2 different pinning trays, but then it came with all these different keys and different pin setups and crap tons of different security pins, driver pins. There's the chess piece pins.
Nice.
Those look like they'd be a real hunkin' challenge.
Yeah.
And then it came with a bunch of replacement springs. So cool kit. Cool kit.
Oh boy.
Yeah, exactly, Delbert. That's what I like about it, is being able to see kind of what the binding is, and being able to throw different pins in there, and then put a light down in there and video it, so you can show how they react and how they work as you're picking them, and what you get, what the feel looks like, how they react, going from spool pins to serrated pins and such. It's kind of neat. Kind of neat. And then I got sent. Get this out of the way. Now I got to go buy handcuffs, I guess. I got sent this. One, it's peerless handcuff key. And then this little mini key that they're making. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I want one of those.
It won't work in my Viper Techs. So now I need to buy another set of handcuffs. Yep.
Yeah, I need to get another set too to play with, because I only got the Viper Techs, but
yep.
But it's a lot of fun.
So I don't know if you can see the logo. This is an It's tactical case as well.
Yeah.
But I was able to get a bunch of these.
I want one of those cases.
Their site's down. They're not selling anymore. And I got these from Southern Specialties, who actually had them made. So I've got a little stash of those. Yeah, they're great. Beautiful little storage boxes. That's what I used for my challenge lock to make a case for it. 3D printed insert to go inside of it. I think that turned out looking pretty cool.
Oh, we got Newhouse in the chat too. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but
hey, Newhouse, how the heck are you? Gotta have me some magical bean water.
Ugh. Coffee's disgusting.
Oh, coffee's wonderful. You're probably one of those guys that drinks tea.
No, I don't like drinking hot stuff. If I want to drink something, I want it to be ice cold.
Ice cold, huh? Yeah. I like cold coffee.
I do like hot chocolate, though. I'll drink a hot chocolate in the winter once in a while.
I'm gonna try and torture myself with this stupid lotto lock. I still haven't gotten one of these damn things to open.
Really?
I absolutely hate them. Absolutely hate these things. I get absolutely nothing out of these stupid locks.
Let's see what.
Everybody else, oh, they're my comfort lock. I love those things. Oh,
I don't mind them. It's just.
I'm sure once I figure out. I'm sure what my biggest issue is figuring out the right tension with them being dead core, dead everything, and there's just no. You don't have that spring feedback, and I think that's what screws me up.
Yeah, you can shove your fingers in the shackle and pull on it while you're picking. That's how I used to get them when I was learning them. So I'd get a little bit of tension on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick one around here. We'll go with.
You trained as a barista when you were working in a whiskey pub. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. So how far away are you from getting your black belt, sir? What else you got to do?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on Trucker to send me the 2 locks, and then I'll pick them on camera and make sure I got everything for which I got to do that today.
How many locks do you have to pick for that?
2 black belt locks, and be able to gut them.
Well, you've done 2 already, haven't you?
Oh, I've done way more than 2. I just
you're waiting on 2 specific ones you wanted to do?
Yeah, because I don't gut a lot of locks because of my hands, You've seen me with my hands shake. I'll lose them tiny little springs and all that stuff. And so I've been trying to find the perfect locks that I can pick on camera and be able to gut and not worry about messing up. Because once you get up into them higher belts, man, each lock is expensive, man.
They're expensive and very, very complex. Yeah, it'd be easy to screw one up gutting it.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I want to screw one up like I did my Sergeant and Queso. I was going to do that one for my black belt, but it's just too hard to gut for me.
Yeah. I agree with you right there, Rune Smith. Cowboy coffee. That is a nice way to do it. But I am a big fan of my Black Rifle coffee. They've got some amazing coffees. But yes, Cowboy coffee, let it sit, let all the ground soak to the float to the bottom before you start drinking a little bit. Good stuff. Good way to brew it. A little pot over the open fire out in the middle of nowhere. Oh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know why I keep torturing myself with these stupid lotto locks because God, I hate them.
Sometimes you just get that. There's locks that just have your number, and they will always have your number.
Yep.
And maybe those are yours, and
these are mine.
You just got to give up on them.
They're just frustrating as all get out. So I get absolutely nowhere with them.
Yeah, you need 6835s. I think you'd do good with a 6835.
Oh, I've got many of the 6835s. I love those things.
They're great.
Yep.
They're great.
You know, I'm not really sure which I like better, the 6835 or the 1100. I almost think I like the 6835 better.
Oh, I do. By far. I'm so over the 1100s. They're like it's like the popular.
I sent you one of my 6835s, didn't I?
Huh?
Did I send you one of my 6835s?
Uh-uh.
Oh. Because yeah, I still have two of the engraved 6835s.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Left. I got a hold of somebody local here on Facebook was selling them brand new in the box. I got 7 6835s for $13.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're fun little locks. I really like those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went down and I engraved I think 4, and I have 2 of the engraved ones left. I couldn't remember who I sent them to.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Oh man, I gotta find my shoes. I don't know what to do with my shoes.
You collect up the grounds at the end, Delbert. Just tuck it in your cheek like a wad, and you're good to go for a while. Get a little extra caffeine kick.
I think I'm gonna hop off here and get ready and walk over to the flea market here. So you guys all have a good day.
Well, hey, happy shopping. I hope you find something wonderful.
Oh, I hope so. But yeah, I think I'm going to do a live later on today. But I want to get as many people in it as I can, and I want to just do like a mad rush at everybody who has that needs subscribers, and just we're going to pick somebody, and then everybody go subscribe to them, then pick somebody else. I think that's what I'm going to try and do later on today.
I am 6 subscribers away from starting my next giveaway. It's kind of wild if I'm running 2 giveaways side by side.
Right.
I'm at 244 right now.
Nice.
But before you run off,
yeah,
plug your challenge.
Oh, we got the oh, my brain's not working. We got the Broke Picks challenge where it's just a beginner challenge. All you need to do is pick a lock on camera. And if you're not one of those camera guys that do that, just email me. We'll talk about it. It's more about getting people awareness. What we do is I'm getting the veterans a chuck vise, a basic lock picking set, and some locks so that they can just start off if they want to start picking for free. And yeah, so what you do is you just email me at brokepicks13 at gmail, and do a donation of $40, and what you get is a challenge coin and a certificate, which I'm going to pick up the certificates right now.
And those coins look sick, dude.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So So yeah, that's
Well,
the challenge.
there's one for you, Matt's Lock Shop. He is trying to get to 100 subscribers. If you guys aren't subbed up to him, you should check him out. He's got a pretty cool channel as well. Hit him up, man.
Alrighty, I'll get with him a little bit later. I got to go meet GT man. He's already there, so I'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks. Later on.
I just gotta remember.
Gasp. 14040. Huh? I'll have to try and look that one up. I haven't seen that lock yet. A lot of those locks, like you're talking there, are things that are really tough for us to get over here. We just don't have a good selection of locks. It really sucks. And especially like here local, I pretty much have to order locks if I want something besides a master. That is the only thing I can buy local. And they're just horrible. Well, like, they're not all horrible, but for the most part, they're horrible. Other than, like I said, this 6835, it's almost identical to an 1100. And actually, this 1100, because Master now owns American Lock, as you can see, they look exactly the same, and it is the exact same keyway. So they've changed up the keyway on some of the 1100s, and they're running their Master cores in them. All right, so now I'm all alone. Somebody else want to hop in? Give me a hand. Nobody wants to just sit and listen to me yak. Yeah, I try and do that as much as I can too there, Zoe. And I've actually picked up a few new channels. I'll have to give those guys some shout outs from the local giveaway. I've found a few. What are bad? Masters? Depends on the master, I think. I mean, like I said, the 6835s, I really enjoy those. They're a nice lock. It's a little tighter keyway than the 1100. So it's a little more fun that way. It's still 6-pin. They're kind of fun. Yeah, Master. It's the one locksmith I have here in town. He carries Americans, so he has the 1100s and some of the other higher, better locks. I haven't. I've bought a couple of little things from him, but it's hard to justify the cost on some of those locks, dude. They get pricey in a hurry. Let's do there. But yeah, like he's talking about that CASP. I can't get them here. They just don't exist. So unless I can find them on Amazon or eBay or something. They're just a tough find for good locks. The Pack Lock 98 Pro, that was a fun one for me to learn on and pick, but it's got such a shallow keyway in the front end before that first pin. You've got to be super careful or you just destroy it. I don't know if he has a Discord server. He's on Discord. Are you still out there, Ragnar? He was asking if you had a server. I don't think you have a server that I'm aware of, but he's got his Discord page, and you can look him up, and he usually has a list of what locks he has available. I'm going to have to step away here in a little bit, too. I got somebody coming by the house here in a minute to pick something up. Ah, it's alive. I hate it when you do that. Just send your tension tools a-flying. So, Zoe, you're in Chicago, huh? Yeah, and then that's it. If I go hit stores up here, I'll find, yeah, he sells locks. He buys them and sells them. So he usually has an inventory of locks. There was one I was getting ready to buy a dimple lock from him for my purple belt stuff. And before I got to it, somebody came in and cleaned him out, bought everything he had. But yeah, he's usually got a pretty good selection of locks. Right? There you are, Ragnar. You got a list of locks, right? Show these guys or tell these guys where to go to find you, where they can get a hold of your list. Get you some new customers. I need to go look at your list again, see what you got showing up. throw this thing in a trash heap someplace. All right. I need somebody to hop on with me so somebody else can keep the chat going. Keep talking to people while I step away. Who's it going to be? Who's the voluntary sacrificial lamb? No, that's probably a wise choice, Zoe. I wouldn't want to live inside of any big city, but that's me. You know, I tell people the size of the city that I live in, and they're like, oh, it's just a tiny little town. It's the biggest place I've ever lived. Too big for me. Not Too Dead. How are you this morning? I'm looking for company. Not Too Dead. Feeling up to hopping on a live this morning. Trying to play with and get my head wrapped around using the vise a little bit. It's not working. Delbert might hop on in a minute. Goodness gracious. Got to eat something? Yeah. You know, I had a high quality breakfast this morning. Telling you what. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Are you out there on Discord, Mr. Delbert? I can send you the link for when and if you're available. Oh, what happened? I got to keep an eye on this. All right. Just out running errands. Oh, there you go. Getting carted around. Let somebody else do their running. Yeah, I have a couple errands I think I need to go run today yet too. Kitty cats need food. What's your name out there so I can find you, good sir? On the road again. Lock Chuck's out there on the road again. Oh, Lord, I shouldn't sing. I'm telling you. Is it Mr. Tinklebell? Is that you, Mr. Alexander? Looks like it's got a cow in the picture, so I'm betting it's you. Hey, yeah, it is you. Yeah, it's you. Found you. You can't hide. I'll go through the entries I've got so far. If you have not done an entry for my giveaway, you really should. I've got a pretty dang sweet pack of kit heading out. So and if you dropped by because you found me somewhere and you're not subscribed, you should. I hit 250 mark. I'll have yet another giveaway going. And here we'll show this off one more time. I got a new poker chip through my Firelock design on a black chip. Come on, you can focus, you dog. I'll just drop you down. There. Ooh, some Bean Patrolman handcuffs. I need to get another set of handcuffs too. That's, you know, I got too many things I need to get, not enough money to get it all. Not enough moolah. Sweet. Bean Patrolman. I'll have to look those up. I don't know if I know what those look like. Yeah, I got more of my regular chips as well. And then I got the new style as well. So, you know, you keep an eye on like Chip Lab. Get subscribed to their mailing list. You'll get coupons once in a while that, man, you can get them pretty dang cheap, dude. Yeah, they were really slow. It took a long time, and then when I finally got notified from them that the order was on its way, that's the day it showed up at the house. So, yeah, they were. It was really slow. I didn't get any feedback from them before. They always would send me a mock-up of what they looked like and asked if I wanted to tweak anything before they sent it. This time they didn't do any of that. The one thing that I didn't do is I didn't get my name on here at all this time. It's just the images. But I've got the QR code on the back to take you to my YouTube channel. So, again, guys, don't go out searching the web and find a place to generate yourself a QR code. It will bite you in the rear because it's going to expire on you. The easiest way I've found to do it, go grab yourself a copy of OpenOffice or LibreOffice. Has a QR code generator system built into each one of the apps, and they go direct to your site. And you can test that. If you go look up online, you can find QR code readers that will let you see what it's going to. What most of these sites do, when you get a QR code from them, it actually relays through them so that way they can harvest data and collect that traffic analysis for advertising and junk like that. So when you do that, they give you like 30 days worth on that QR code, then they just expire it so they can save that space and server room and crap. So then all of a sudden you've got your QR code out there and it quits working. So find yourself an app like that to build it with, and you'll be in much, much better shape. Hey, there we go. So that's my friendly IT tip for the day. Right? Where's Delbert? Well, he said he had something he had to get done first, and then he thought he would hop in. So I'm hoping. I don't think I haven't hit him on yet, so that'd be a good one to have on. I like to get some guys on that don't get out in the lives much and don't get out and chat and get them to introduce everybody. See, they're already tired of hearing from me, Delbert. They want somebody new. And I really can't say I blame them any. Ragnar, did you throw a link out there for where they can find your lock list? I didn't see you do that. Or if you get on, we'll share up your screen. Let's see. How do we get to your lock list? Again, man, I've slept since then. Dude. Go back up looking here. I had a really good, really fun chat with Mr. Ragnar the other day talking about locks and picks and firearms and learning different things. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Had a good time. Seems like an excellent dude. That's part of what I'm really enjoying with all of this is getting to talk to people from other places. That's really sweet. It really is. Love it. Let's see. Media. Let's go here. Screen. I can throw a link to it, but in the meantime, see if this is going to share. There we go. I know that's a hard one to see, but here is his Google Doc. It shows all of his different locks, lists what the prices are. I mean, it's very nicely done, man. I mean, he's got some purple Japanese round, a pin tumbler. Oh, he's got an ASA. He's got an Agent LS5. I've heard that LS5 is a nightmare. Ooh, a Miwi Kaba. Ooh, there you go. Black belt. Ooh, $30 for a black belt lock. Dude, coming soon. That's crazy. That's good. Lockman Megacross. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, man. There's a Dom purple dimple lock. Oh, that one's sold. That one's sold. Very nice. Yeah, he runs a pretty good list of locks and keeps it updated. So definitely worth a check out, man. Absolutely. Let's see. There's a link to his list. Be a bigger deliver from Asia soon. All right. That's outstanding, dude. Yeah. Now it's really cool when you find something like that. Find somebody who carries an inventory of some of those more hard to find locks like that is really neat. And the way you break them out and list them by the belt ranking and stuff, that's nice, man. Very, very nice indeed. Oh. I've got gotta look and see what's in this bag. I gotta take some of these up so I can use them. This has some of my other stickers that I've got. Some more practice and torment picks. There's some neat little profiles in there too. I should go through that one these days. But these bags, I have my version of these are in the works. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on a couple of those before long and see how they work out. Absolutely amazing for storage and organization. I'm excited for those. I want to find somewhere. I'm going to do a wider Velcro and it's going to run full length. And I want to be able to make some, I want to find somewhere that I can get some small patches. Small 1 inch by 1 inch square patches to be able to put on there for identification, right? Whether it's first aid kit, handcuffs, locks, whatever. Throw some stuff out there. I think they'll be cool. Very, very cool, man. Very cool indeed. Let's see. I said this little U-Haul, it's kind of neat. It's got a Yale keyway. I raked it. I have not been able to single pin pick this pig, but after I raked it a couple times, that baby creak. So something got jacked up inside of it already, but yet it's still smooth. I mean, everything pops and opens nice. Don't know. So I don't know what I did to it, but I did something to it, that's for sure. Yeah, I got some cool guys in the chat today. Some interesting people you guys need to look up and check out if you haven't. Ragnar Eriksson, RuneSmith Locksport. Ragnar's the great source of locks. RuneSmith, dude, that guy makes some seriously beautiful looking picks. Incredible stuff. Definitely worth a look. I've been talking to him. I want to get a set of those picks. They just look gorgeous and kind of goes, I don't know. When I was trying to pick up a name for my channel, I kind of went with Greyhound just because that's been a name that I've had forever and a day.
Oh.
Hey, Mr. Delbert, how the heck are you, sir?
Not too bad. Getting up and taking care of my last couple that I have for bottles. So,
man, there's those cute little farts. That's too bad that you had so many of them die out on you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it happens, but it sucks.
It worked. Yeah, bacteria work fast, but still have a couple little ones. So,
yeah,
they're cute as hell.
Oh, they are cute. They are cute. Pigs can be a mean critter when they get big, but man, when they're little, they're so sweet.
Right. Well, they're still little. They're definitely fun.
Yep. Yeah, that's cool. Little monsters. I do kind of miss that. I grew up in northern Minnesota working in cattle all the time. And a lot of times I really miss it.
We had to get rid of a few of our cattle, which sucks because that was like, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years worth of work. And just for all of my heifers pretty much to get sold because California taxed the living hell out of us. It wasn't great this year.
This year, this time of year is when I miss it the most because you got that earlier spring time frame, and that's when the calving's going on, and you got all that nice fresh smell of the new growth and the grass, and then the calves. It's just amazing. I miss being out there roaming with them. My brother runs the family farm now, so he's got it all. But he had a hell of a time this last year with timber wolves. A bunch of timber wolves came through and started killing off his cattle.
Oh, well, they actually released a bunch of wolves up here this year.
Well,
and ones that I can't shoot at. Like, regardless if it has my calf by the throat, I can't make the shot.
Well, here's the fun part. According to the state of Minnesota DNR, there are no timber wolves in the state of Minnesota. So my brother starts losing.
Wait until California rebreeds them all and sends them off to you. There will be.
Oh, there are. So he gets a hold of the state trapper guy. He comes out. He traps 4 timber wolves off of the farm in a matter of less than a week. And he's talking to me. He said, "So how many timber wolves do you guys take out a year?" He goes, "Oh, we usually do between 300 and 400 a year that we kill. But according to the state, they don't exist." Go figure.
Oh, well, these ones, they're trying to rebreed.
Yep.
They're known for, like, all the rest of the breed. And they're like, oh, let's rebreed it back into existence.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Most people don't realize how big timber wolves are. Timber wolves are a massive animal, man. They are huge.
Oh, yeah. They make a livestock guardian dog look small.
Oh, yeah. I the first time I ever saw one out in the field across from our house growing up, my dad and I were first looking because it was quite a ways out. And at first we thought it was a deer coming across. Like, God, something's wrong with that deer. He just looks weird. Went and got the binoculars and like, holy shit, that's a wolf. Man, they're tall.
Yep. Lanky. Very lanky.
Huge.
But then you think about how they're supposed to be able to run. And so, yeah, they're built lanky for a reason.
Well, not only lanky, though, but they're just, good grief. You get a full-grown timber wolf and you're a 200-pound animal. Oh,
yeah, you're pretty well done. And the bad part is it's been stalking you for a while.
Yep. We had quite a few animals that were around the farm up there that, according to the state, didn't exist. We had bobcats running around that they claimed weren't there. We had wolverines. They swore there were no wolverines.
Right.
We had moose. Cool. They swore there were no moose.
Lynx make a really interesting noise that I did not know they made until I seen one in person.
Yep.
It's a horrific scream of a
it is. They're
cry.
In the middle of the night, you hear one of those things going off, and you'll swear it's a person out there screaming bloody murder.
Oh, at that point, I am not leaving the tent. You could come find me. Fuck that. I've seen enough horror movies to know not to go look for the noise.
The funniest I've had is back when I was in law enforcement. I went with DEA group to do a drug raid on a house. And we're serving the search warrant, and I'm standing inside the house while they're talking to these people. And all of a sudden, this animal jumps on my shoulders. And I mean, I'm broad-shouldered. And the damn thing has paws halfway down my arm on one side and halfway down the arm on my other side. It was a stupid bobcat that they had as a pet.
Oh, see, I would be one of those kind of people that would have one as a pet, knowing full well I'm not supposed to.
Oh, it was the coolest thing, man. That thing was awesome. But it just freaked me out when that thing jumped up on me because that was a big animal,
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm from California, so I went out of state and I was selling the newspaper. And this lady has and am I allowed to just have lemurs here? Do you acquire one? And she goes, no, you are not allowed to have a lemur. I am, because I'm an exotic pet. It's like she had a whole license and everything to have exotic pets. And I was like, oh, that explains that.
That's just wrong.
I lost my whole spiel of how to sell the newspaper. I'm like, I don't even care about this anymore. That thing on your neck is amazing. I'd never seen a lemur in real life until I saw one, and it was like maybe the size of my thumb and had a little leather sash around its belly so it couldn't jump off her shoulder.
Oh, that's funny. That would be kind of a wild little pet, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. What you can have out there, which I would have loved to have owned, they're sugar gliders, which look like a
Yeah.
cousin to a flying squirrel.
Yep. We can have those here.
Can you guys have hedgehogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you guys are allowed to have fun exotic pets. California's like, no,
Wyoming's pretty.
no hedgehogs for you, no ferrets, no, no sugar
Oh,
gliders,
man.
no.
Every time I go into
I'm
Petco,
out
there's
it.
a whole pile of ferrets in there.
Oh yeah, ferrets are cool, but they're smelly and
They're smelly.
I don't know. The
That's
only
the big
reason I would
problem
have
with
one is I would train it to take things. Like if you put enough work in with a ferret, the reason they don't let you have them is you could train them to steal stuff.
them. There was a raccoon around here I was feeding and then told I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. Raccoons, they're an interesting
Oh.
animal. I know people that have had them as pets. I grew up hunting and trapping them.
Yep.
So I never
I
thought of them as
I
a
literally
pet.
found somebody today that was like, "You want a possum?" And I'm like, "Yes, but no."
Right?
Because yes, I do want the possum, but I'm pretty sure I would get yelled at for having it.
Yeah. Possums are kind of neat too.
My mom had
Raccoons
a
are
greyhorn
crazy
owl.
because they are just an insanely smart animal. But yeah,
Oh
Zoe,
yeah,
California's
and
weird.
they're a really clean animal. They just look fucking like a trash can. Spit them out.
Oh, absolutely. No,
They eat ticks and all the little like varmint bugs that you don't want on you.
Yep.
But
And
I
they
came
will.
from like
They actually
country
clean their
folks.
food.
Oh yeah, I come from country folk. Well, raccoons I know do. That's why it's really interesting. If you hand them like cotton candy and then watch, they'll go run it over the water and watch it disintegrate in their hands and then just freak out.
Freak out because it disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know what the hell. I just had it tangible object in my hands, and then poof,
Get you
gone.
off of there. I got a hold of these bobby pins, and I don't know what the hell they used for the little nub on the end of it, but it is so freaking tough to get off of there.
Exactly, Stu. Possums decimate ticks.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like put out some guinea hens around your house. You won't have ticks.
Oh, I have. Well, let me open up the door. You probably hear them. I have peacocks.
Oh, yeah.
There is a couple way the hell up in that tree.
It is amazing how much noise those things make. Oh.
Oh, and it's breeding season, so they're just starting all this. Man, guys, and they get stupid during breed season.
Well, thanks for dropping by there, Ragnar, and hopefully we'll catch up with you later. I hope you'll hop on one of the lives on these weekends and get you introduced out to a few more people as well. Glad you could stop by.
Yeah, here in a second, I'll take you guys on the tour of the ranch.
God, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, my first morning routine starts with waking up and taking care of these two for now, and then taking care of the rest of the ranch. So,
hey, Rock Out with your lockout is here as well.
Hey, Rock Out.
I'm going to end up giving up and going back to the freaking cuff key to get out of these things because I can't get an end off one of my damn bobby pins.
Hey, at least you guys are willing to get into cuffs. I'm thinking about picking up a pair of Smith & Wessons that I found for like $30, and it doesn't seem like a horrible price tag for them.
That seems to be about what I've been seeing the Smiths go for. Smith and Peerless both are running in that $28 to $30 range. I bought just a cheapy set of these Viper Techs to kind of start off and play with, and they've been all right. I need to get a better set. I want to get a set of Peerless. Especially after I got sent these Peerless cuff keys and such, and they won't work in the Viper Tech.
Right. I was going to say, I have one key that I have, and I've been running around since I was a kid with, and it fits my Smith & Wessons and just about every other set that I've ran into. So, needless to say, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I still have a set of cuff keys on my keychain in my truck from back in the day.
Well, when I lost my best friend and stuff, I got his dog tags and a key, and it's forever been on my keychain since. So,
Yep. All right. Now let's see if I can do something now. One time a girl put handcuffs on me and wouldn't let you loose. Huh? Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful who you give the keys to the castle to, if you get what I'm saying. That could be a bad deal. Yeah, there we go. Do it. Buy them. Yeah. When I place here after the first of the month, I need to place another inventory order. I might throw a set of Peerless in there from Southern. See if I can get them to engrave them for me a little bit or something.
right, that's the only reason I've been looking at like picking up the pet set is potentially having them engraved through him.
Yeah. Yep. And I have a couple other things to get and have some engraving done on as well for some requests that I've got out there.
Well, the reason I loved the Sidewinder, as besides the pinning, it had the little snake that was engraved on the side or laser etched, however you want to call it. But I
Yep.
really want to see if I can take it to another laser etcher or whatever and have it, I don't know, custom made. So if I turn it into a challenge lock or whatever, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or like you were saying, how some of those pins would just instantly make a challenge lock that much harder. And I
Oh,
have some of those
absolutely.
Scrooge. I have some of those Scrooge pins, and the little Christmas trees look like a serrated pin on steroids.
I guess I haven't seen the Scrooge pins.
They only
Oh,
come
yeah.
out during Christmas time.
And you are exactly
But
right. Matt, Southern Specialties is awesome, and they do just amazing, beautiful work. He's done so much good stuff for me. It's been just nuts. Be sure you're all done. Can't get this last cuff off. Yeah, Peerless is what I always carried, so that's kind of why I want to get a set of Peerless again. It was usually with everybody, it was either Peerless or Smith and Wessons. We didn't have much of the Chicago's around.
yeah, my grandpa used to carry a set of Smith and Wessons, and they still sit above the fireplace. And as a
Yeah.
kid, that used to be my favorite thing to do: run into his house, go pull down the handcuffs, and then start playing with them. So handcuffs has always been up my alley. And I remember me and the neighbor kid, while my grandpa was off in Africa hunting, playing around with the handcuffs, and he put them around his ankles and cinched them down.
Oh,
We didn't have the damn key, and I proceeded to tell him beforehand not to do this. He's like, "Oh, I can get out of them," and I'm like, "Okay." Instant panic set in, and I'm like, "I thought you said you could get out of them."
that's funny.
These weren't kid
Yeah,
handcuffs, bro. These were his police issued pair.
well, I know I had people saying, well, why don't you still have your handcuffs? Well, the departments that I worked on, they provided the handcuffs. I never bought my own pair because they provided them and they issued them. Well, you turned them in when you left.
See, the only thing that Grandpa switched out was his sidearm. He didn't want the one they gave him, so he went out and bought his own. Like
the one department I was on, you had to provide your own firearm. And then the other one, they provided it for you.
But he was a highway bull, which is quite nice because he has, since he's retired, he has more jurisdiction with his CCW than a normal person will ever have.
Yep, absolutely. If I would have stayed in long enough to have retired, then I would have been able to get that national permit that they've got for
That's
him.
exactly what I'm talking about. People are like, "What do you mean a national?" I'm like, he can go wherever the hell he wants.
Yep.
And being from California, where it's the highest fucking hoops to jump through, he literally could go wherever the fuck he wants.
Yep.
Pardon my
Exactly.
language. But yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
You can't do that. I don't think you've read his fine print that says he's allowed to do a whole lot more than
You caught that,
what
didn't
you're
you there,
allowed
Matt?
to.
Yep. Matt's lock shop caught me. The Alice compass pouch, but it is the perfect size for a set of handcuffs. So I figured, what the heck, it's a good storage pouch for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the politics got to me. I was on sheriff's departments, and being an elected position, it is just it's such a political nightmare game, you know. And it used to be, you get told who you can and who you can't deal with, and who you can and can't arrest, and it
How
was
much
kind of
force
ridiculous.
you are and aren't allowed to use. Yeah.
Yep. So it got to me after a while, and then
Yeah.
I
After a
worked
while, I
I
looked at
worked
it
for
and
one
like, oh,
department where the sheriff was the biggest criminal I've ever met in my life, and you had to be really careful because he literally would record every conversation you ever had with him and look for any way that he could use it against you.
that's definitely some shiesty stuff right there.
Once I get some of these in, Mr. Watt, I think they will be amazing handcuff case. Be able to stuff a lot of crap in there. I think I'm putting like 10, 12 padlocks in a bag at a time. I was looking at some of the actual handcuff pouches that they've got from Southern or Hard Case. They've got some nice ones for handcuffs in there as well.
No, I'm loving the site that you sent me. They fit in really nice with my Genesis.
Awesome. Good. What do you think of those little picks? They're nothing
I
special, but they're nice picks.
Oh no, I'm loving the elephant trunk in 20 thousandths right now. It's quite nice for getting around some of the bends that my other ones wouldn't, like my short hook just couldn't quite get it.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, there's some cool crap there.
I know, definitely gonna have to go on your site and get a set of dog legs to compare to these elephant trunks though.
I started off with the elephant trunks, and I really like them. They're nice. But the thing I like on the dog leg is it's got a little bit more of a downturn, so it actually catches the pins a little better than the elephant trunk.
Well, that and
then the reach design too just lets you sick back in there.
it
You get
never
around
does
pins.
justice.
Yep.
If I get to focus, that deep set right there and trying to hit the pins behind it without really oversetting those ones is what I need.
Yep.
And I'm like,
And that
that
reach
dog
design
leg
of
would
this just
kick
scoops right around them.
it.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Because I'm like, yeah, the reach I have is almost there, but not quite.
Yeah. Well, and then like I said, I need to get on my AutoCAD and get to designing. I need to, because we're going to try and do a deep hook version of the elephant trunk.
Nice.
Yeah. I just need to get busy and get it actually on paper. Like I said, I get these wild ideas in my head, but I'm not very good at drawing them out. So that's the hard part. I am not talented. I have all I can do to draw a stick figure.
And even then, it has a wonky arm.
Oh yeah, it's hard to tell what it is. You know, it's like, is that really supposed to be a person? So I can picture it in my head. I just can't put it on paper. I have never been gifted when it comes to that.
Everyone keeps telling me to take the pressure off the shackle on this 1100, and I still can't figure it out.
Barely any tension at all on them, man. It takes such light tension. It's crazy. But then the thing is, you're using such light tension, you'll have the lock unlocked and not realize it. So that's where, as you're picking, every once in a while, stop with your pick and just apply a little more tension and see, because you might have the dang thing unlocked.
Get a little bump, essentially.
Yep. Because you might have it unlocked and not even realize it. They're an interesting lock that way. But yeah, I have learned the lighter the tension, it seems like the better on almost all the locks I've got. And then you go to like the Pack Lock 98 Pro and you'll use even less tension than you do on the other. These 6835s, same way, hardly any tension at all. The only real exception I found is when I stuck this U.S. General lock and I put an American 1100 core in there. It's got a really strong shackle spring, so that one I actually have to put some pretty good tension on. But that lock gives such a beautiful lock.
That shackle snap was beautiful.
Yep, that is a wonderful lock that way. And after putting a different core in there, that's a pretty serious lock now, because the neat thing with these, they're dirt cheap. But not only is it a hardened, and that's a heavy shackle, the body is hardened steel as well. So that's would be a tough lock to cut off of something. You'd have a little more work cut out.
Like, she looks like she's got some heft to her.
Charles is saying he goes heavy on the 1100s, and I had people telling me that, and I jacked up one of my pick profiles pretty damn bad, heavy tensioning on it. But I got it. It worked. I got the lock open, but since then, man, as I've played with them more, lighter tension works better. But everybody's different, right? And what everybody likes and everybody does, you got to find what works for you.
Different strokes, different folks.
Exactly right, man. Exactly right. So, where are you at in California? Northern California, or?
Yep. About
the more sane side of the state?
Out or north of Stack, a little town called Sutter.
Yeah.
We're the smallest little mountain range in, I believe, the world, but I hate to say that. It's literally just a big hill, and I could throw rocks at it from here. But it qualifies as a mountain range, so.
Well, there you go.
What's weird is we get tornadoes, and they don't come over that mountain, but they will scare the living shit out of me.
Man, I don't know if you ever get a chance, try and look up on YouTube. I think you can still find it. About what's the mountain range up in Montana? Is it the Bitterroots? And a tornado. It was the wildest damn thing. I happened to be there and got to watch it. A tornado went right across the top of the mountain range and was grabbing the snow and damn near turning it into a blizzard as the tornado went across the top of the peaks. It was really freaking cool. Never came down off the mountains. It just followed it right along the top of the ridge.
That's cool. Another one of the big, tourist attraction-y spots for out here would be called Tabletop Mountain, and it's just literally a flattened mountain. Don't know where the hell the top is.
Yep.
But the old story.
Charles Watt said he lived in Sacramento twice. Never been. I've been out I went to San Francisco for a conference once, and I could do with never going back there. Huh?
Oh, I said, don't. It's not what it used to be.
Nope. It was the most disgusting place I've ever been, and I could care less if I ever went back.
Oh, yeah. Well, the fact that the governor just lets them use the whole place as their own personal urinal is not...
Well, and that was the problem. I had to walk through downtown San Francisco a mile each way to go to the conference. And it was the most disgusting, filthy hellhole I think I've ever been to.
Right. And they just let it happen.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting. Very, very disgusting. So now it's like when I look for conferences to go to, it's like if it says it's going to be there, it's like, yeah, I'll wait. Vegas has got to be just about as bad, though.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
Since they legalized marijuana and stuff down there, it's just gotten pretty nasty. It's fun calling it a big city. Hey, I live in a big city, all right? We've got 35,000 people. We're huge. Biggest city I've ever lived in. And it's getting too big for my liking.
Yeah, I've been to Oklahoma, Texas, Minnesota, places that are bigger. I don't like big places.
Well, see, I grew up in Minnesota.
Give me my little country towns and outskirts and shit. I'll take that. Yeah,
I grew up in Minnesota, but up at the north end of the state. I mean, it was 6 hours away from Minneapolis, and heck, that was about as close. That was about the closest drive to get to any kind of a big town.
I was in Mankato, so
yeah. down in the middle of the nastiness.
Yep, in the middle of the college town where it never really went to bed at all.
Yep. Well, guys, I would appreciate it if you're on and watching. Give me a like. Hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed, please do. I'm getting close to another giveaway. My wife is like, you got to knock this crap off. It gets too expensive. It's like, well, at least I only got to pay for shipping on these because I got some donations for gifts. Houston, yeah. My wife goes down to Houston with her mom for cancer, to the cancer hospital down there a couple times a year. And yeah, that's a little crazy. You know, those little Harbor Freight,
interesting,
like this small case, even, I think a guy could rig that thing up to hold quite a few pair of handcuffs. So I may do that at some point. I got to redo the foam. I was using it for locks, but I just got too much crap, so then I got a hold of the soft pouch. But those are an awesome little case. Really like them. And for the money, dude. Very, very slick. Matt's been invited to CA to teach locksmithing, but haven't made it yet. That'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be fun to go and actually learn from somebody. And I wish I had somebody closer here to have like some locksmith meetups or locksport meetups. Get to with some other people that are good to help teach you and learn. It's, you know, you can learn some from YouTube videos, but there's something about having somebody right there to work with you. That'd be kind of cool. Whatever, we got another one. Just something to be said for face-to-face interactions. But, you know, the weird part is looking at LPU, their Discord channel, there's a group for Wyoming and there's several people. They won't talk. They will not talk to you. And it's the same way with my preparedness group that I'm in. You can't get people to communicate. But Wyoming's got a real weird mentality, right? The people that are living here are here for a reason. For the most part, they want to be left alone. They really do. Okay. Hey, if you wouldn't mind keeping the chat running for me for a minute, I got to run outside real quick. Unless I just lost you. All right, guys. I will be right back. I got to step out and run a quick sec. Sorry about that, folks. Why found Delbert? What? Yeah, Delbert died on me. You can come back in if you want, sir. Or if somebody else feels like hopping in, let me know. I don't know how long we'll be on yet, but Rock out. Hey, we had some cool people in here earlier. They didn't get on the live, but I'm hoping to do at some point. Now I'm about to go feed the critters. All right, well, you take care of your little babies. They're very cute. Love checking out your videos of it. I think it's really neat how you're showing them up. Cleaning your lab from last night. Isn't it amazing? You do one of these, and you just kind of end up with a mess by the end of it. You know, I gave up. I had that Satan from Layton. I gave up and shipped it off to Broke to see what he can do with it. That poor thing just gets a little bit of above and beyond me. You died on us, sir.
Exactly. I'm trying to figure out how to flip this camera around, though. Being on mobile is interesting, not knowing how to do this video.
Yeah, I don't do it from my phone much at all. You did. Not much. Going to finish counting my locks. I did cuffs the other day and padlocks last night. Yeah. Like I said, I need to get some new and interesting locks. All right, here we go on the tour. The grand tour.
There's many of the peacocks that yells at me.
I'm going to give you the full screen. Oh, it doesn't really help because of being on the phone. They are such a cool bird, man.
They really are.
Peacocks are just awesome. Those feathers are just insane.
Oh, we have pieballs. So they have a genetic anomaly where they have white feathers instead of just being their normal like blues and greens. Yeah, they're really cool.
That sounds cool.
Because I've seen solid white peacocks before too.
Yeah.
My cow.
We never raised any birds on the farm, but
there's a cow. Oh. Yeah. Check on Mama Pig and her babies. Make sure everyone's doing okay out here.
Oh, look at all
bunch of bacon seeds.
Little bacon seeds. That's right.
Those are the healthy ones because they got Mom over here to take care of them.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job, Mom. Keep it up.
Hard to beat a good mom.
Right. Well, and everyone else, or even my aunt was telling me, she's like, don't kick yourself in the ass too hard. She goes, you were fighting pretty much a losing battle and you made it further than I thought.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, they had less than 8 hours of colostrum. You were fighting a losing battle. They didn't have all the nutrients that their mama should have gave them.
Yep. You know, they've come a long way with the artificials that you can feed your critters, but it just is not the same.
Oh no, and I was using dairy milk that I was getting straight from my cow out here, but
see, like
that's a whole different 180 compared to a sow milk.
I'm going to show this off with this pouch so I get a load of this. Look at that. How many locks I have piled in that thing. And still have room. I mean, these bags are amazing, the amount of crap you'll stack in them. Let's go through. Let's fill her up. I love it. They are amazing for my storage. I use this when I'm traveling and want to take locks with me. I pile them up in here and then I just throw them in my bag, and I've got a little bit of everything. Look at that. Let's see.
No,
grab a
no. Completely
one. Oh, let's grab a 150 and add in there. Let's see what else. Well, I guess I can throw him in there. I'll put that stupid lock out, even though I hate it. That's a crap ton of locks, dude. Love those bags. I'm excited to get my own. I think they'll be a little bit better because we're going to do YKK zippers, a little better material. I think they'll be outstandingly good. I used to tinker. Yeah. empty this one out.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go on a little trip, so I
Yeah,
want
it's
bags.
tighter.
I use these for my charging cables and cords in a bag too. It's nice and easy to get a hold of them and rip everything out when I need it. Learn to tie flies in the Army. Yeah, I learned a few things in the Army as well, but it wasn't fly tying. When I went in was back in the mid 80s, and that's when they were doing their big advertising campaigns of, learn a career that lasts a lifetime. And I had to laugh because I was an 11 Bravo. So really the only thing that taught me was how to do things that you really don't want to do in the civilian world.
My grandma was saying never volunteer to drive a piece of equipment. She goes, if they ask you if you know how to drive a piece of equipment, tell them no. Because apparently her brother, he was like, yeah, I know how to drive a piece of equipment. And they're like, great. So you don't have to learn. Go grab a wheelbarrow and start getting into this job. And I'm like, oh, that's evil.
Well, that's pretty much the military way, right? Never
Well, I don't have to
volunteer.
teach
Wait until you
you.
get voluntold.
Yep. I'm more of a voluntold kind of person myself anyways, so
Yeah,
that's why I work great on the ranch.
right. You got every critter on the planet out there telling you how you should be doing it. So here's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Pull this. Let me get this out of the way.
I gotta go take care of you guys and you guys.
So here's another interesting little set of picks. I need to get out and play with these more. So these were sent to me from Southern Specialties to play with and try out. It's another
It's just a
elephant
handful of my
trunk,
cows.
but it's a medium hook instead of a short hook. And they're actually quite nice. Quite
There's a
nice.
handful of my cows.
You need to add those in. So how many cattle you got?
3, 6, 7, 8 out here, and then I have the bull and her up there.
Yeah.
Just a handful, honestly.
Yeah.
We just got rid of a bunch of them. Like I was saying, unfortunately, tax time came, and $2,500 later, we had to sell quite a few of our head.
Army moved you to PSYOP. Yeah, I was 86. I was in Fort Benning, Georgia, where I did my training.
There's more
I was
peacocks.
signed up to go to Ranger School, or not Ranger, Airborne to start. Ended up having to take a little hiatus from that, though. My dad had a heart attack, so I got an exemption to drop away from that and stay home and help him on the farm for a little bit while he recovered. And then I never went back to Airborne. I should have. If I would have done Airborne, then I probably would have went into Ranger School after that, but that would have been fun. But instead, I ended up Arctic Light Infantry, which is a very funny misnomer. There is nothing light about it. What Arctic Light meant is they took away all of our vehicles and increased our pack size and gave us skis or snowshoes. Yeah,
So
look at all the birdies.
Ski or snowshoe?
Yep, skis or snowshoes, and drag around the sled behind you with a GP medium Arctic
or
tent.
Snowshoe?
Huh?
Which one did you choose, ski or snowshoe?
Well, it just depended. We used both.
Oh,
just depending on where we were going and what we were
one
doing.
or the other.
Oh no, they didn't really give us a choice. But we did more snowshoe than we did skis.
Well, it makes me think is the story of what was he, Rushton? No, I can't remember his name right now. But essentially, he got all hopped up on military meth and made the Russians about lose their mind as he was running around on skis, and I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
God, it really.
Yeah, we very well might have been, Matt. Might have been there at the same dang time. That was that was interesting. I had never even been on a plane before in my life until I got shipped off to basic training. So my parents actually signed an exemption for me. I enlisted at 16 years old. And I was with the Army Reserve Unit in northern Minnesota. at that point until 87. And that's 87 is when I went to, 86 was my first trip to Georgia. And then 87, I was back down in Georgia again. I never made it to Bragg, but Fort Benning. And that was interesting, getting thrown on a plane and sent to the Atlanta airport by yourself, having never been even on a plane, let alone to a big airport or a big city. It was almost traumatizing. But, I knew, oh, good Lord. I knew I wanted to go to college, and I knew that my family couldn't afford to pay for me to go to college. So I went to the military to help me pay for college.
What did you take in college?
Hey, Mr. Sushi, how the heck are you this morning? Yeah,
Hey,
so I
Sushi.
used the GI Bill to pay for college. And then when I moved to Wyoming, I transferred into the Wyoming Guard. And 13 Bravo here was 155 Howitzer crew.
Ooh, howitzer.
Yeah, 105 55 millimeter. Man, that's a big gun. They were fun.
Yeah, bet that's a nice bang for your buck.
Oh, dude. When you start lobbing, 100-pound rounds down range 18 miles out, it's a good time.
Like here, catch this anvil real quick for me.
Yeah, probably the funnest part was we got to do what they call direct fire missions with them. And basically direct fire means you drop the barrel way down, you have a rifle scope you mount at the side of it, and you're looking at the target that you're shooting with high explosive rounds.
Oh,
That's
nice.
fun.
This is my other favorite room to be in. It's my meat room.
The butcher room.
Yep. Every ranch should have one.
Yep.
Oh. But I got to heat up my bottle for my cat.
In 87, I think I was in kindergarten. Matt was in Honduras in 87. I never got deployed anywhere, so I guess I can say I'm one of the lucky ones that way. Morning, Sushi. I was sitting on my rucksack during Desert Storm. We were called in and packed up, and that was an interesting affair. I got to come in and sit down with military lawyers and fill out our wills and write our letters to family and all that crap, and sat on our bags and ready to be deployed when they pulled the plug and shut it down and didn't send us. So, and it was only, I don't know, less than a year after that before I got out. Fun times. It was fun times. Kind of miss it. I had a good time with it. Dean P. Woo. Yeah. Let's grab. So there, I kind of followed after you there, Mr. Sushi. I did a little wrap on the handle on these. I need to do some more. I want to see if I can dress these up. Oh, I'm also going to try and do some wood handles on a couple of them. Writing will at 18. Yeah, writing will at 18 is interesting. Of course, I was always comical, so I went into law enforcement. And at the time I started, well, when I moved out here to Wyoming, I was the youngest deputy they'd ever had on the department. But my first job in law enforcement was actually in Minnesota. And I wasn't old enough to buy ammunition for my handgun. I could be a police officer, I could carry the handgun, I could put my life on the line, but I couldn't go buy ammunition for the dang thing. So if I wanted to practice, I had to have the sheriff go buy ammunition for me so that I could have ammo to shoot.
My grandpa
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, my grandpa out here was range master for CHP for a while, and I was like, "Oh, that must have been fun." He goes, "No, I hated it." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Because that's when I really learned how horrible of a shot most of my police officers really were."
Oh my God, some of them are just terrible. We did a lot of shooting.
Why they mag dump the whole entire thing because they can't hit the damn thing they're shooting at.
Well, A lot of that is stress too, though. But yeah, but we did a lot of shooting. We had our own indoor range at the sheriff's department, and we'd go in there in the middle of the night on a Sunday night when there was nothing going on, and we'd go down and we'd practice and shoot.
Right. Just
We
start
did a
putting
lot.
rounds down range.
Absolutely, we did tons, and every once in a while we'd just break out 22 pistols and play with those and shoot. And so we got in a lot of training. Well, that's exactly what I was after, Dean. Was I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted to do. So I figured, well, let's find a way to make it happen and do it. And the military was the way to do it. Now, I was, like I said, I wasn't full time. I was reserve and guard. So, was I really military? Yeah, it depends on your definition, I guess. But I did sign and make myself available for whatever was needed. So.
Yeah, one of those. I was in the military. You can't call myself a veteran would be an overstatement.
Well, that's kind of the way I've always viewed it. I mean, technically it's considered that, but at the same point, yeah, was it?
Was it?
I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot of cool things. But it's like I said, that first unit, really, all they really taught you there was how to kill people. So not really much of a marketable skill, but
right.
Is what it is.
It was weird. My grandpa went.
Now my dad, he served in Korea. He was in the first Cav. My one son, he was in the first Cav. He's retired military now. So had a little bit of a family tradition going on there. When I first went in, we had what they called the Gamma Goats. Oh, there we lost Delbert again. We had the old Gamma Goats, if any of you guys know what the heck a Gamma Goat is. We used to take those things out in the swamps and see how far you could go before you'd get stuck, and then use the second one to pull you back out. And that was always fun. These are really amazing little rakes. They do a very, very nice job. Yeah, that's exactly what we did with the howitzers. So you turned them into a sighted cannon. And then every once in a while you do that even with the direct fire like that, and then use white phosphorus with it. So you'd blow that baby out and air burst it right over the top of something and watch it just burn everything to the ground. It was pretty crazy. They were fun. I had a good time with the howitzers. They really were a kick. I came in, out to Wyoming I was a specialist in E4. At that point, I got my 11 or 13 Bravo added in, and I think I was here less than a year before I got my E5. And then I was the gunner on the howitzer. Gunner position was the best one to have, I think. It was a lot of fun. That's where you got to be the one sitting up there doing the sighting and telling everybody else what to pull and shoot. Welcome back.
Thank you. Oh, what happened? I tried to toss through my pocket and somehow must have hit a button.
Yeah, that happens. That happens. All right, is this thing working still? Hey. I'm trying to print a sign out on my 3D printer for my daughter's business, and I've been having a heck of a time. I bought some of this silk PLA, and it has been the most horrid material I've ever had to try and print with. It warps, it flexes, it comes apart. It's been just a nightmare trying to find the right print settings to get it to work. It looks like I might have one that's going to work this time. We'll see. We will see. Hopefully. Hey, and yet, welcome in. How are you today? Let's see. I got to get after. Well, I want to find something maybe to work on another challenge lock. Figure out what I want to use for I got to figure this core out too. Pack lock core that I took it apart and gutted it, and I don't know what I did when I put it back together, but I haven't been able to open it since. So I need to load that thing up and try and pick it. Put that pouch up there. But yeah, what did I end up doing in here? How many did I get in that bag? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 locks stuffed in that little pouch.
That's quite impressive.
Oh, they are amazing. I absolutely love these little bags, man. And you know, at the time when he was opening was importing and selling these, I'm sure they're imported. They had to be, because heck, he was selling them. You'd find them on sale for like $4 a piece. They were just crazy cheap. The ones I'm having made won't be quite that cheap, but they'll also be, I think, a little better material and made in the USA.
Exactly. For something that was made here on soil, the extra couple bucks doesn't hurt.
Yep, that's kind of my thought. You know, I'll pay a little bit more to have a little and support.
Well, and with the tariffs that we have going on, it wouldn't be much cheaper to have it done any other way.
Oh, dude. Oh, these double rakes. This is the they call it the force set from Southern Specialties. So it has that rake set up in there. They call these the Sith rakes. And then there's a second rake in here, another double-ended. So there's a Bogota, a triple and a quad peak Bogota. And then you've got a quad and a quint wave rake that comes in that set. And then you got that lovely little rake comes in that set. That's a neat rake. I like that. And let's see what other picks come in that set. There you get a reach, short or a medium flat, and an offset diamond. It's a neat little set. Then it comes with the 3 tension wrenches as well. And it comes in this little leather pouch. I cut the hole in there just because I don't like it like this, because your tension wrenches all drop down in there and you're having to dump the entire thing out in order to get what you want out. So I cut a little notch in there to put my tension wrenches in to hold them. So that way they're up at the top and easy to get to.
Got that.
And my tension wrenches just drop in here like that. And I can get to all my tension tools without having to empty the pouch to do it. It's cool. Anyone have any bids on foil impressioning kit guides? Ooh. You know, I've seen people doing that foil impressioning. That looks like it'd be kind of cool to try. I haven't quite gotten that bold yet, but it looks like it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, anybody got anything for Sushi out there on how to do foil impressioning? There you go. Little offset diamonds are great for zipping.
Isn't half a diamond just a triangle?
Huh?
So isn't half a diamond just a triangle?
Yeah, exactly right. I don't know why they call it a half diamond, but that's what they call it.
I don't know, but it was just, it's something I've always kind of found funny. I'm like, why is it half diamond? Isn't half a diamond just a triangle?
It is, but it doesn't sound as nice, all right? It doesn't roll off the tongue as nice as a half diamond.
Give me that half triangle.
Right. See? That just wouldn't cut it. Now, this is a cool little kit that they've got, the force set, I believe is what they call it. I bought it just because I thought it was neat. I did some with the wraps like that. I'm going to try and make some wood handles for them as well. This pouch, it is from It's Tactical. That's where that originally came from. But It's Tactical is right now shut down, so you can't get anything from them anymore. So that's why I'm looking at trying to get my own made out there, because I love the pouches. I love the design, but you can't get them. So it's where I'm making some changes. It won't be exactly the same, but having some of those made. Yeah, It's Tactical had great stuff. That's where I bought my leashes from, and this little leashy pouch, that's theirs as well. Awesome little leashy pouch, holds 3 of them in there. They just made he had really nice stuff. Really nice stuff. And I don't think they're not gone. Sounds like they hope to revamp and come back again. So hopefully they will, because like I said, I really liked the stuff that they had. They always put out some pretty good sales and product stuff. So they'll be back, I think. Just got to give them time. All right, my print is still staying down. I had to play with temperatures because that 3D print was flexing up on me. What did you say here, Sushi? You know how these Chinese sets, so they give you such good instructions. Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. Half the instructions are in a language you can't understand, and even when you can understand it, the translation's so bad you can't read it. Oh, that sounds like maybe some goats or sheep, huh?
Goats.
Goats, yeah. Oh, my wife would be in heaven. She absolutely loves goats. It's pretty comical. She keeps talking about how she would love to have goats. I'm like, well, then we need to get out of town and get a place we can have goats. Nope, I don't want to do that. Well, then we can't have goats.
Yeah.
That's how that works. I would love nothing more than to live out of town a little ways and have a few little critters to look after. I miss it. Zoe says it's called a half diamond because it used to be a profile called a diamond pick. I've never seen one as a full diamond, but that makes sense.
Right, now I want to see a full diamond.
Right? Yeah, I've never seen one. I have never seen that before. But that would make sense. I get it. Looks like nobody on this one has any help for you there, Sushi. It might be a good one to throw out in Discord and see if somebody has some links that would help you out with that. Oh, there we lost Mr. Delbert again. Oh, man. His little goats are cute. I love seeing the little critters. They're awesome. Come back.
That is the newest little one, though.
Oh, look at that little cutie. Ah, they're such neat little animals. I love goats.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, your baby doesn't even make real noises yet. And its head is smaller than my hand.
I see that. He's tiny. Holy cow. That's awesome.
It was just dropped like less than a week ago.
Yeah.
What are you doing in there with him? Okay, well, that's different.
If you look
Down
at old
there,
books, you'll see a diamond.
There is another goat that shouldn't be in that pen with him. You must have just jumped in there at some point.
You know, unless you do one heck of a good fence, you aren't going to keep a goat out.
Oh yeah, no, they just kind of hop from pin to pin, but it's just the first time I've ever seen that particular one in that pin.
Yeah,
because that's our buck, and I'm like, he usually doesn't just deal with people being in there with him.
Yeah, it's awesome. You'll figure it out and make a video? Yeah, I'm sure you will, Sushi. You're pretty dang good at that stuff. You're a sharp dude. I'm sure you will put out an extremely good instructional video that'll have everybody using it to help them grow as well. So,
right, a lot of your stuff's quite informative.
I got its tacks. Yeah, a little tack kit that they had. That was pretty neat too. Yeah, that was very cool little kit. It's one of the things I want to do. So, you know how people use the... I think I have... Do I have one sitting here somewhere? I don't know where I have one. But I bought some of the little metal Altoid pins that I was going to make some of the little pocket pinning tray kits out of to give away to people. But now that I got a bunch of these It's Tactical polycarbonates, I might take that pocket pinning kit and reshape it to fit this kit instead. Just because they're so much better of a case, they aren't going to crush and dent on you like those little metal ones will. So I might do some of those. I need to work on the design for that. And then I can use those as some of the giveaways during lives and things as well. But, you know, do the little pocket trays and get some little followers to throw in there and pocket pinning tray and crap like that to throw in. I think it'd be kind of cool. But redesign them to fit those cases, I think, will be a little bit better. The metal tins are neat and all, and they've got their place, but they bend up and bust so easy. Yeah, I've seen a few foil impressioning. I'd like to try that, actually. That foil impressioning looks like it'd be freaking cool. I don't have any locks that would fit, but I'm going to try it out. It would be cool. I want to try Dimple Lock too at some point. I need to get busy with it and give that a try one day. If I can move you, oh my word! I got to clean my desk. My little workbench down here is such a. Let's see if I can get in there. You're gonna sit. Yeah, you're gonna.
I have a feeling I'm going to end up having to do that.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those foil impressioning videos out there too. I've watched that a little bit, and it's like, man, that looks really cool. It's neat how people figure out those different ways of doing that and how to get in and out of those and come up with some crap on those locks. It's cool. Fold your own foils.
You may end up seeing me get drug around the ranch by a calf because I need to put a halter on her, and she's never been touched a day in her life. So,
well, it looks like you've got better mannered animals than I'm used to dealing with. I can remember one time I actually got chased up a tree by a mad mama.
Oh, I'm sure it's not going to be great. I have to just separate her from my moms, but my moms are also my milk cows, so they just follow me around thinking that, oh, cool, it's the guy that comes and milks me. And I strap her in a stanchion and let the baby follow her in, and then all hell breaks loose later.
Had to buy a cheap Chinese lock just to test it on. Yeah, it is what it is, and they're good for that kind of thing, right? A sushi, you get those cheapy locks, and they're good for that testing and learning and experimenting. So what the heck, may as well.
So the real question, though, is, are Chinesium picks only built for Chinesium locks?
I don't know.
that being off by half of an increment is quite interesting.
Oh, dude. It's like, have you seen some of the guys that have gotten their hands on those Chinese knockoffs of the graph picks?
Yeah, I was going to say it comes in a 19.5 of a thousandth or something. It's not even a full 20,000th keyway.
Oh, no. The one I saw, what the heck? They were over 30 thousandths thick.
Oh, so they have no real...
Oh, no use. And then the tension tool that was in there is actually made out of plastic, and it's like 50 thousandths thick. I mean, they were horrible. Horrible. Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Had that was so sharp he was able to cut drywall with it.
Yep. Yeah, he sliced his finger open on the doggone thing. Yeah. Pretty bad. Man, that's just not going to work either. I need a better tension tool of some sort in here. What am I going to use? Let's try these. Let's see if I can do that. The 1.2 will actually hold in this lock. Yeah, and this is one of my good pack lock cores, so I really want to get that thing open back up so I can fix it. So, question for you guys on the foil impressioning. Is that for dimple locks, right? That you do the foil impressioning? And then what do you do with the foil impressioning? That allows you then to build a key? Is that how you make the keys with that? I mean, I've seen it just a little bit, but I haven't necessarily paid a lot of attention to it, so... Oh, that's the wrong one. I sent the right one flying. Yeah, 1.2. I like these tension wrenches from this Moke set, but man, they're long. Holy cow. Yeah, they are. The tolerances are just terrible on a lot of that stuff. Like I said, I wanted to buy a set of the Huck dimple locks, but right now, man, they want so much for shipping for that stuff. It is insane. Hard to justify. Yeah, you got a pretty looking place there, man. Like it.
It's
like it.
600 acres.
Oh yeah, you got a good sized chunk then.
It goes way out to them trees.
Yeah. You're done on pin tumblers too, huh? That's cool. So you raise crops out there as well, or are you just doing livestock?
Livestock mainly. We lease out the back to people that do other stuff. I don't know if
Gotcha.
you can see the 2 baby lambs. I'm trying to get as close as I can without spooking mom. But yeah, they were born not that long ago either.
Yeah. Very cool.
And then I have a single sheep mom. Oh, she's over there by the dog kennel too. And then there's the livestock guardian dog. His name's Booger, and I haven't even checked on him today. Booger, 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 Booger. He was like, "What are you doing, dude? You never come over and just check me out." What's up, Booger? Oh. I'm only allowed to give you one pet.
Only a
Ranch rules. Well, it kind of sucks, but he serves a purpose.
Right.
He's not supposed to be,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
friendly.
cool. I want to try that out. I definitely want to try that out someday. So someday, Sushi. Here's the problem: is I got too many things that I want to try out, and not enough money to buy all the tools to try it out.
Well, there's 2 parts of that. Either you have to clone an extra use, so that way you could do all of those things,
Right?
or just get really rich real fast so you can have money to do all those things.
I need one of me just to work to pay for my fun, and then one of me just to have fun.
And the original you that gets to go have the fun, yeah.
Exactly. Well, there was a movie like that, wasn't there, at one point where they cloned them or something?
And then the clones started cloning themselves because they were like, "I'm done with this shit."
Right? I want somebody else to do the work now too. Yeah. Pretty soon there's 20 of you out there.
There's
Good
a
Lord.
bunch of little white specks out in that field. I'll call them in later.
Yeah.
I have more sheep than I have any like large pack of animals right now.
Yeah, the Chinese you picture usually weaker steel. A lot of them you see too just aren't as consistent on their thicknesses, and they're just not as good a quality by any means. But they'll work, if you're just getting started and you want something to play with. It's kind of like, I started off, the first real set that I bought, I guess you'd call it, was the Sparrows tuxedo set. And they work. They're just not my favorite pick profiles or picks at all. And the tension tools were pretty horrible. But it works,
I am really glad that I started with just for their practice.
I love their little practice locks. I think they're great. And they've got some neat tools.
The one thing I can say is I wish they had more feedback. And Broke was telling me that just the springs have already done a number on them, and B, that they're just really low tolerance spring.
They are. They collapse
don't really
pretty
have
quick.
much.
That's where I bought their little reload kit, and that came with 2 bags of springs, brass springs, and then it also has steel springs.
I was gonna say, do the steel ones feel like they give more of a feedback than the brass? Because I have the same reload kit. I just haven't gone through the process of putting the pin or springs in.
Yeah, I haven't done it either. I haven't used any of those steel springs to see. I would imagine that it maybe would. You'd think they'd be a little stiffer spring. You'd have to apply a little more pressure on your pins to get it, but you might get more feedback. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Either that, or I was gonna send my my other one off the Humboldt picker, and he said he'd counter mill it for me, and I'm like, well, that would definitely give me some more feedback.
Man, I tell you what, that's what I did with this challenge lock that I sent out. I did some counter milling in there, and I did a little playing with it before I sent it off. And boy, I tell you what, I'm hoping that it is as difficult as it felt like for me on that lock. So hopefully it'll be a decent challenge lock out there for somebody. Dean P says one of his dog's name is Booger. Oh, come on. Where's the dog's name? Snots. Oh, I think we lost Mr. Delbert again. He's having a rough day out there. We'll see if it picks him back up. Oh, he's back. We lost you there for a minute.
Yep, I don't know why.
Dean P says he's got a dog named Booger too.
Awesome. We have, I believe, 14 toy fox terriers up the house.
Oh man.
They get
I was just
done
saying,
with
where's the dog
shell
named
and-
Snots, right? Gotta have a Snots. Yeah, I'm about to the point I'm going to have to call her quits for the day, guys, and go get some stuff done. But do me a favor, hit the like button if you would. If you're not if you have not put an entry yet in for my giveaway, get it done. If you have and I've missed you on the list, get it done. Let me know. Let me know so I can make sure I've got you on the list. I think we have 20 entries right now, and I've got 3 weeks to go before the drawing. I've got a pretty good little kit in there, so ought to be a nice little batch of tools for somebody. I did add in a set of dog legs into the kit as well, so expanded it a little bit, and then of course we'll have some swag. I'll probably throw in one of the new poker chips in there, and maybe one of the old chips, and get together some nice little sticker packs. Got a bunch of stickers from a bunch of people, so we'll be able to throw a few of those in there. Make it fun. It's still churning and burning. Yep, it is still printing up a storm back there. Man, I got lucky. This 3D printer I've got, the guy that works for me sold it to me, and he had already upgraded all of the stepper motors and drivers and all that stuff on it. It is actually super quiet printer. I don't know if you guys can even hear it running behind me, but it's great.
Oh, I know I can't.
You know, the other one too, Zoe, if you look at Southern Specialties, they have a line of books that, yeah, they're not exactly the cheapest, but holy cow, man, they're some of the most nicely done as far as the illustrations, the photos, the descriptions. Outstanding books on lockpicking. If you buy their starter lockpick kit, it comes with a little lock or a book. And even that little intro book is just extremely well done. Dean says Sparrows gets a lot of his money. I haven't bought much from Sparrows in a while now. I just kind of moved on from them. But yeah, their 2-book set is excellent. Like I said, their starter kit and just that little book, that one's only like 10 pages long, but it's beautifully illustrated as well. Extremely well done books. I was one of the guys local here. He bought one of the books. I ordered it in for him, and man, it's just amazing. Yeah. He'll put in another one. All right, put in a second entry. I've been having fun with the giveaways. My wife doesn't like it much, but I got pretty lucky on this set. Southern Specialties helped me out with a lot of this. So, but I did add in the dog legs to it, and then you've got the elephant trunks. So that'll be a very nice kit. I've been using the brown case, and I love the brown, but man, after playing with this black one too, that black is just a beautiful case. I don't think it's quite that much. Not the one from Southern anyway. I think they run about, they're like $50-$60 a book from them. So it's not terrible. I mean, especially for what they are. The big books are, and I was surprised. I was expecting, a soft, they're actually a hardcover book. Beautiful book, man. Very, like I said, extremely well done. I can't recommend those highly enough. Yeah, there we go. So the two, and there was, I thought I reordered the same, but I don't know if you can see that. There is a slight difference between the two. The one is a slightly bigger image logo than the other one. So did something a little different on the order, but whatever. You got a deal on eBay. Yeah. It's, I don't know. I'm pretty tickled with them. Let's see. And I thought about it. I don't know. I just don't know if I'd be able to sell them because I thought about buying them and selling them through my store because I think I could discount the price a little bit from where they're at. But yeah, they're Tactical Lock Picking Volume 2 is an outstanding book. But yeah, it's actually a hardcover, full on, full color book. So really, really cool. And then, like I said, their beginner lockpick set, it's $10. And to me, the book that comes with it is worth the $10. The lockpicking simplified. The cutouts and diagrams in it are pristine. Really, really amazing set. I'm not necessarily a fan of the pick profiles in that beginner set, but it works. I mean, it's a starter set, so it is what it is. The one that gets me is a ball rake. I just don't see the use for a ball rake anymore. There's too many others that are better for that. But cool stuff. Well, hey, Mr. Nick's Picks, how are you today? You showed up just in time. I'm about ready to call it a day. I got other things I need to try and get probably done today, but yeah, they're volume 1 and volume 2 of the Tactical Lockpicking are really, really sweet books. But that entry book, I want to get the set just to have the entry book just to use for educational material, right? Show it and show some of the stuff that's in there because it's just that good. Really, I was really surprised with it. I don't have any good books, so it'd be fun to get one of those and mess with and see what I get. Yeah, and I wouldn't say that a ball rake is totally useless, but it's just not, anymore for wafer locks and things like that. There are just so many picks that work for it. Why have one that's kind of dedicated more to that? So that's my thought. But in the shed making ring shims, huh? Very cool. Yeah, you make some neat stuff too. I like watching that. Look at some of your stuff you've been doing. It's kind of neat. Yep, right there. That is a farm truck, a ranch truck, if I ever seen one, dude.
It only opens from the inside from this door. That door don't work.
See, like I said.
Shut. Hell yeah, this is my
Oh,
ranch truck. And it
yeah, I'm
don't
glad to
leave the
hear you're
ranch
feeling
either.
better. Glad to hear
Well,
you're
thanks for
feeling
having
better
me
there,
on
Tommy.
too.
Huh?
I said thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
No, I love having you hop on, dude. And that was fun giving us a little tour around, showing us all the little animals, and
Oh yeah,
that's
well
always
I still
cool.
have to go feed the main set of pigs and my horses and go do milk cows. So one of the
Yeah,
next times I hop on, I'll have to show you the rest of the ranch because this is just a scratch of the surface.
yeah, absolutely. No, it's always cool. I like having stuff like that, showing them off and walking around and doing their thing. It's cool.
I think you guys would actually get a trip out of my bottle calf. And then, like I said, one of these times when I get on or when I get enough subs, I'm going to go break my horse in. And you guys get to watch either me get bit by a horse or potentially just walk through this like it's nothing.
What? Horses never bite?
No. And it would never leave a bruise either.
Right?
It'd be just a love nip.
Man, I don't know if you guys have seen. Have you seen the pick that Lockpicking Paul's been building, that hummingbird for a giveaway? You talk about a beautiful looking pick. He did an amazing job. The wood he's got on there is incredible. Another cool one to go check out if you're looking for giveaways. Go check that dude out.
Right. I'm definitely going to have to
Doing
check him out because I haven't heard
beautiful
about this
stuff.
pick yet.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
Fine, we'll go fast tour because I don't feel like hopping out of the ranch truck yet. And unfortunately, I'm the only like ranch hand that's up and moving so far, and I'm like, y'all just don't want to go play in the rain.
Yeah.
I want to be inside where it's warm. Yeah, it must be fucking nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be inside where it's warm too. The only person that literally gets that leisure with me not bitching about it would be my aunt because it's her ranch.
Yeah.
But I'll show you real quick. Oh, that's his girlfriend. But there's Bill, the one he just stood up. That's my bull.
Yeah.
He's the reason I have milk calves right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Watching the videos there, Nick's pics of him making that pick. Yeah, that thing is just, it is beautiful. Beautifully done. Beautiful work. Little stand he
That's
made to go
Bill.
with it. Oh,
Bill is a nice hefty bull.
well, that's always helpful because if they're not, it's no fun. I remember one time Dad wanted me to rope this cow that we needed. I don't remember what we had to do to her. She needed injections or something. I roped that stupid thing, and good Lord, it took off. And I was young and dumb, and I didn't let go of the lasso. So, man, I bet I was covering 20 feet to a step behind that stupid cow through the pasture. Finally gave up and let go.
So this
got
one
the
that's
rope off
closest
of
to
her.
me.
Then we went and got
Is
the
your-
truck, and I tied the rope off to the ball on the hitch and roped her there. And now get away, you sucker! And we drug her to a tree.
Yep. But that's my quarter horse that I'm going to be working with.
Oh, there
This
you
doesn't
go.
completely spook on me, but
Yeah.
that one's getting ready to go back to its house. You want me to fetch you today? Y'all gonna move my lucky charm? Come here. Come here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I had my old horse that I rode forever. She was a good old horse.
well, they were like, just work with her slow. It's not like she hasn't been worked with it before, but she hasn't been touched in forever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
City of Atlanta cow pies lying around. Yeah. Pasture grenades.
Oh, yeah. There ain't a cow patty attached to the bottom of your shoe. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's right. You're doing it wrong. Exactly. Yeah.
What? That's the least of the things I'm worried about stepping on. We have stinging nettle and bull thistle and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yep. Yeah, that stuff's a joy. And we used to have poison ivy all over the place around the farm. And,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you had nettle fights too, and I was like,
we had
oh,
nettles
cool. So
too.
I wasn't the only. I wasn't
No.
the only country kid.
Yeah, we had a lot of that too. A lot of thistles, a lot of all kinds of brambles and briars and.
As kids, we used to take and clear off the root end, and then take them out of the ground and start having like sword fights with thistle bushes.
Oh Lord!
Or the stinging nettles and shit. And you found out real quick that you only got hit once or twice, and this game was over.
Yep. Here, you want to come up and say hi? Come here. Come here, Mila.
Oh. But I gotta go and feed these guys too.
Hey, little baby. Hi, little baby. Oh, I know. Yeah, my little fuzzball dog. Yes. Oh, you want it down, don't you? Yeah, you don't want anything to do with this junk. Nope.
You know it's a good ranch truck when it tries to stall going in reverse.
Yeah, we had Mr. Rune Picks on earlier, Nick, and we had Ragnar was on earlier today in the chat. A couple of cool guys. I know you've got a set of picks from Mr. Rune Sport. Beautiful looking picks. He does very nice work as well. He showed me some pictures this morning of a rake he's working on that looks like it's going to be pretty damn sick. Neat stuff. Well, yeah, there are a lot of health benefits to the nettles. You just got to figure out the right way to take care of it and work it. But
yeah, you aren't supposed to beat each other as kids playing sword fight, though. I don't think that's the medical benefit of it.
That's not the medical benefit. No, That is not. That's exactly right. But it's a heck of a lot more fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
this stuff is gorgeous.
as 90s kids, you know, we didn't have an internet that ran at top speed yet. So while we were waiting for the dial-up to dial up, we had to find something else to do.
There was no internet. I was an 80s kid. We didn't have it. Hell, we didn't have a computer.
Oh,
So,
yeah, when Atari and everything else was just coming to the surface.
Yeah. We had my entertainment was my 22 and bricks of ammunition. Man, I did a lot of shooting.
Oh,
And, you
I
know,
remember being a kid and Grandpa's buddy grew wild rice.
Yeah.
So he told me to bring both of my shotguns and show up. So I did. And that's when I seen pallets of ammunition.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait, what? He goes, go grab one of the cases, a box of boxes to me, you know. So I went over and grabbed a box of 20 gauge and a box of 12 and threw them on the quad. And he goes, all right, head out in the field and shoot every blackbird that flies.
Yep. I used to go out and, we'd have the thistle plants and crap growing out in the pasture. And I'd go out there and I'd shoot the stems of those and knock them out from underneath the birds that were sitting on them. Got tired of shooting at the birds. So more challenging to try and shoot the stem out from underneath them.
Oh, I remember as a kid, we'd get bored and start shooting the damn pine cones out of the tree before they dropped because they were still green.
Yep.
And we're like, okay, we can hit the green pine cone out of the tree with BBs nonetheless. Grandpa's like, gave us hours of entertainment and kept us out of his hair for damn sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I finally got one knocked down one day and he goes, no way. I just said, remember that big one that used to be right there? Got it.
Well, we used to go around to some of the abandoned farms and stuff, and we'd hit the barns and chase pigeons out. And I was young, so my brothers would send me into the barn to chase the pigeons out, and they'd shoot them with the shotguns. So they sent me into one barn. I'd bring my BB gun in with me, and I'd shoot at them, and that's how I'd scare them out. Well, I went into one of them, and heck, I shot every one of the pigeons that were in there with the BB gun, and none of them flew out. So then they were pissed. They wouldn't let me take that in, and then they'd use a slingshot after that.
Yep, they send you every one of them.
Yep.
Making it really difficult. Just take off.
Conky 121, welcome in. How are you?
Billy, I'm coming. Leave it alone. The one that I have in the other barn. And also it's kind of a butt, so that's why he's in this by himself. He has a girlfriend.
Right. Let's see.
Hey, Billy, quit being all pushy. I'm coming.
Nettle tea is. I've heard that nettle tea is super healthy. I don't know. Wonder if that'd be better than any other tea.
I actually want to try my hand. I want to try my hand at nettle chips.
Nettle chips.
You take the leaves off. Yeah, you take the leaves off. You oil them, season them with salt and pepper them on a baking sheet with parchment paper. Throw them in the oven at like 350 until they crisp up. And I'm like, sounds interesting.
Yeah, that might be interesting. Might be interesting. You got to be creative sometimes on some of that stuff. And it's amazing what you can make and do with things that you have out there. I know my dad always had a patch of ginseng that we raised out in the woods. And he'd raise that, and we'd go out and harvest that and sell that every year. And then the company that we'd sell it to, they'd always send us some ginseng products to try out, whether it was ginseng beer or all kinds of different things to try out. It was kind of cool.
Ginseng is now really sought after.
Even was then, but once you dry it out, it takes an awful lot to make a pound of ginseng. But yeah, he made really good money off of it. And we had enough of that. It takes it's got to be a really shaded area for it. It doesn't like sunlight. And of course, a lot of moisture, which northern Minnesota is very wet, where the water table is really shallow. So we had some great places for it. Made some pretty good stuff. Nick says once you boil them, it takes the sting out of the nettle. Huh.
Yep.
They learn stuff every day.
It does. Yep. It makes the little needles, or whatever you want to call them, tender enough that they don't poke you anymore.
Yeah.
But I have a leopard tortoise, and he can eat them without having to do any of the extra necessary steps of trying to take the barbs out. But so do the goats and everyone else that eats them. So the only one that I really have a problem with that nothing eats is the damn bull thistle.
Oh yeah, nothing eats that junk.
And they're like, well, the goats will. I'm like, well, they aren't. They're like, well, it's usually the last thing they eat. I'm like, well, they have a whole field of grass. You think they want the bull thistle?
Right? Yeah, I got to figure out what the heck I did to this poor little lock. I'm having a hard time getting that baby picked, but I'm going to have to keep working on it because I want to get that thing working again.
Right. Is that the one you said you put new internals in?
No, I took it apart and I gutted it, and I must have put a pin back in the wrong place when I put it back together, so the key doesn't work anymore. And I just haven't gotten it picked since to get it so I can gut it apart again. But I haven't necessarily spent a lot of time on it either, so I need to just set it down and mess with it and get it opened up.
I did that with the Sidewinder one of the first couple times I was playing with it. I went and put new check pins or whatever it was out of the other sets in, and one of them must not have sat flush because it wouldn't work to turn the key anymore. I'm like, oh, that's lovely.
Yep.
Like everything looked nice flat at the shear line, but when I rolled it back over, took the key out, put it back in, and it wouldn't turn again. And I'm like, oh, that's
I hear the missus up and moving around, so I better get off of here and get something done. So I better let everybody going. I've tried shimming it. I haven't had any luck trying to get the shim in either, but I'll keep messing with it. Eventually I'll get in. One way or another, I'll get there. But thank you guys very much. I appreciate each and every one of you for showing up. Yep, leave me a like on the way out if you would, guys. And I won't have a live next weekend. I'm going to be tied up, so I won't be available. But be back again after that. Thank you, each and every one of you, for showing up. Thanks, Mr. Delbert, for popping in with us. And good luck with your critters.
Thanks for having me on. Anytime.
All right. Later, everybody.